Today we have a new guest on the show. His name is Abish Mathew. He's a stand-up comedian, and you must have seen his show Son of Abish on YouTube. And we really love him, and we love his work. And he is one of the most unique guests we have ever had on the show, and we are quite excited about this one. So over to Abish Mathew for a few movie recommendations.
Hi, welcome back from the crossfade where Vaibhav Munjal just introduced me saying some amazing things. Get ready to be disappointed. Today I'm going to be talking to you about 2 films and 1 website. If you're looking for some intellectual movies that I'm going to be stating, then I would request you to go watch all the other episodes of Chalchitra Talkies. This is going to be mostly for people saying, you know what, even I like it, but I can't say it because I don't know. Okay, first up is one of my favorite films, one of my all-time favorite films to go and watch is this movie called School of Rock. Take a moment. Just take a moment. Truly ask yourself what you feel. I know you're like, I want to hear about some, I don't know, some French cinema. I get it. But imagine, you had a terrible day, okay? And you got a lawsuit on you. And now you got to hire a lawyer. You hired the lawyer. You gave the lawyer the money. Now you're broke. Your salary will come out 15 days later. You're stressed. And School of Rock is playing on TV. Won't you watch it? Forget about everything. And the movie is done. Won't you be like, yeah? That's why School of Rock. I just found out that the director of Boyhood is also the director of School of Rock. The reason I'm telling you I just found out is because obviously I don't know any of that information. Vaibhav told me this. To give you a little bit of insight about how less I know about cinema, only when Philip Seymour Hoffman died did I realize that Jack Black is not Philip Seymour Hoffman. This is not a joke, because I put up a meme that Philip Seymour Hoffman equals Jack Black and everyone said question mark. But anyway, School of Rock. The beauty about School of Rock is in that movie, every musical bit that they do, it's on a wide and then you cut to a real emotion. It's not an action film and everything is super tight. The musical performances seem live. When Jack Black in the school scene picks up his guitar and keeps playing, trying to inspire the students, you know he performed it. And nobody else could have done that movie. It was Jack Black in that movie. It wasn't anybody else. And that's what I really like about it, because the character itself and the way that they shot it, they kept a camera and told him, you run with it, and he ran with it. I wish I get to see the behind the scenes of it, where I want to see how much of it Linklater and how much of it Jack Black. Filmmaking is collaborative, and I feel like this could have been only a collaborative process. Obviously, it had the beats, perfect beats. You got children, you're already sold on to the show. It's about music, boom, rock and roll. You throw AC/DC in. Man, the last performance at that concert where Mr. Cool, you know, the keyboardist who's very insecure about himself, and he's doing the great solo and the parents just look at each other. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. That moment is crazy. In that musical performance, the first song happens and everyone applauds. And they go and they lose, right? But then when they get like audience appreciation, encore, they come back. The second song that they start, I'm like, yeah, I love this movie. It's so good. And I start crying. In School of Rock, every character that appears is so strong in their log line. Whether it's Summer trying to be like the best monitor, or Mr. Cool, I forgot his name, but they call him Mr. Cool, who's just insecure about his own keyboard. I mean, he's like, I don't want to do this. There's all that insecurity. But even if you look at Sarah Silverman's character, that nagging girlfriend who wants the disgusting roommate to move out, I would totally relate with her. It's obviously, they portrayed her to be slightly more annoying, but that's what I meant. Everyone is a caricaturous version of someone we know. Even the character of Joanne Cusack, who is who's the principal, initially she comes across slightly, scary, and then comes across slightly more nervous. But then when they go to the bar and they show the character, she's full of insecurity. The thing is, at that point in time, you as a viewer fall in love with that character because that character showed the insecurity. This movie is about people suffering from insecurity and how you can overcome it. I think that that entire point in a story narrative is my favorite part. So things like that, whether your musical instrument skills, whether your parents are overbearing, or your work is too stressful, the character of Jack Black, that philosophical friend you need to take you out of that situation, So obviously we can't afford Jack Black as a friend. So I guess when him and Dinklater like nicely, give this nice pudding of a movie, we're like, every time I want this pudding is here. It's available anywhere. You just need to watch it. Now the second movie I'm going to mention also has a similar motive, and I think, like I mentioned earlier, I like that motive, and that's the kind of stuff that I really like to watch. The movie I'm talking about is Sister Act 2. No, I'm not trying to convert you into my religion. I'm just trying to say Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit is a great film where Whoopi Goldberg is a nun. She goes to a school in Harlem or Bronx, I'm not sure, but a part of New York which is, not considered to be as gentrified. And the schools are bad. The school is about to shut down. Now she needs to come up with tricks, methods to make the school not shut down. There's so much pressure from the church and the board and the trust. That's the beginning of the film. The movie is about saving the school, but what the movie is about is students from really bad neighborhoods going to a school that's really trying to teach them, but using the power of music and using the power of competitions, really proving a point about what a group of people could do that could affect like a bigger community. Now, obviously the music is insane. It's the first time I got to hear what we call gospel music. Now, I'm Malu Catholic, so when I was born and raised in a church, our idea of gospel music was very na na me sa ma na na me. That's what I thought gospel music was, because it's singing and there's gospel there in the church. But in Sister Act 2, I heard these gorgeous angels freaking sing the shit out of these songs. I've heard Joyful, Joyful before. But man, the way, oh my God, they sing that, Oh Happy Day. Right? It's like, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, when Jesus was, this is how we would sing it. But man, the way that song where they're like, oh happy day, there's vibratos, there's like falsettos, there's like, wow, there's so much happening with music. It was my first advent into, wait, you can sing like this? That movie introduced me to a new genre of music, which till today happens to be my favorite genre of music. Because if you can sing Saregama Padanisa in like such a soulful, with so many vocal riffs in the middle, which is so accurately done because of practice, it's amazing. This movie is where you would see that the music is a beat. Like the songs are beats, there are characters, there are emotions that change, and then you go ahead with it. And I think a lot of movie for me is not entertainment as much as how much of it can I learn from it. For example, I watch Friends a lot. I've been rewatching Friends again. And every time I watch Friends, I connect with the character of Chandler. I would like to, because Chandler is really funny as a character. But in the universe that they're in, he's not funny. But for the universe that's outside, if we are the fifth dimensional being to a sitcom, we find him funny. So in my head, if life is three-dimensional for us, maybe if there's a fifth dimensional being watching me, then I have to be funny all the time. Camera on, friends on, regardless. Those are my two film recommendations. Now it's time for me to give you another recommendation of something you should watch. It's not a film, but I spent so much time on it while I was working in the radio station, because in the middle of the link to watch something. It's a website called Homestar Runner. Obviously, it's an animated website. It's a flash-enabled website where you had a list of zany, weird characters that are humanoidish, but they all look like geometrical figures with legs, different ones. But it's their relationship with each other, and all you just watch it, and you're just like, it's a very nice time pass thing. But this used to happen in 2008 is when I discovered it. And 2008 was already a big thing in a group of my friends. That means there was somebody as a creator who hired animators, writers, voiceover artists, and got a website, and then they used to upload it on a website, and maybe 10,000 people saw it, maybe 1 million people, I don't know. There was no concept of virality at that time. That website is the reason where I was like, I need to have a website of my own. And I started sonofabish.com, which was a website which only had my work on it. that wasn't the show. I didn't have a show. There was no concept of a show at that time. But it's because I saw that website and I said, someone's put so much effort. Who's watching it? If I'm watching it, then no one's watching it. For you guys, if you're watching it, no one else is watching, it's a credible thing. For me, if I'm watching something, no one else is watching, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Why am I watching this? Just go home and masturbate. Because that's, at that time, that was my fervent home. You get it. I used to spend so much time on that website that I literally got inspired to only talk in voices. I used to do a lot of voices earlier, but I was like, okay, 1 or 2 voices. But I was like, how many characters have done this? Wait, I got so intrigued in behind the scenes of it, and no movie has ever inspired me to read more about how they did it. Like, in the sense, if you're fans of a particular series, you'll nerd out on the director's name. You'll nerd out on the writer. You'll nerd out on their story, their controversies. It has happened 0 times. There's this series where one of the characters called Strong Bad. There is a character called Strong Bad. He talks like this. I'm Strong Bad. He's like an oval-shaped face who's supposed to look like Rey Mysterio, like, you know, the South American boxers where, you know, the wrestlers who dress up like superheroes. He's a guy, his hand is a wrestling glove. There's an offshoot series where Strong Bad responds to emails from fans, and the way it's shot is incredible. I'll tell you, the entire time all you get to see is this. This is the frame. And you just see some reflection of Strong Bad here and him going cut, 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 where 90% of the frame is just the screen and the question and his response to it with a voiceover. He's dissing on the emails. And that for me was genius, because it's the simplicity of that animation, that simplicity of having that shot gives you so much time to add details in finer details, such as, you know, when he's typing it, there are points where he goes back and because you're not adding too many shots. You're not going insert, add this joke, cutaways. You're not doing a Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is hilarious. For this generation, I want really fast content. There, they let it be. And only in that shot, what are the jokes that you can do? And it cracked me up every time. I don't know anything about filmmaking, but I was like, man, you could have done a cutaway. No, we'll stick to that monitor screen. And it's like one of those old digital monitors. It is so good. So that was my third recommendation of the thing that I used to watch, things that inspired me to do things. But if you want to look for a recommendation of a really good intellectual film, you know, best intellectual films to convince film snobs that you are an intellectual as well. Top of the list. The Serbian film. What's the Serbian film? I'm guessing it's about the love of Serbia. I'm sure it's about why Serbia is going through an economic crisis, and you know, how there's somebody who saves Serbia from USSR. I don't know. I think it's a love film. I think you should watch it now. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out these films on the website, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, because it's important. Because when the subscribers grow, then, you know, these guys will be able to go to brands and say, hey, look at the amount of people that we have, why don't you come us? And then, you know, coffee cup, when coffee will come, and then suddenly, and then like chocolate companies will come, and then there'll be branded gifts, and then set will become wider than his cousin's bedroom, and then 2 chairs will come, where Vaibhav will be like, so tell me, Abish, which movie inspired you? And I'll be like, wow, he's the new James Lipton or John Lipton, basically chai wala banda jo bhi hai wahan par actor studio mein. What I'm trying to say is subscribe. That's the only way we guys can stay alive. Share this video, but because you're such a snob, you feel like sharing is like a currency and you won't do it, so who gives a fuck? Liking also you don't do. So at least subscribe, because then you get to see other intellectual people. In the last 20 seconds of this YouTube video, you will see on the left or the right, you will see of the videos that you should watch. I am just here because I have a social media number, not because I have any film credibility. So if you are somebody who has seen my work, then subscribe to their channel. And once you're done, then fucking subscribe to my channel also.